Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Evan at Waybacks. We're coming at you today with another showcase weekly game. This week is it's one of my favorites, and that game was Stern's breakout arcade game. And if any of you are familiar with Stern nowadays, of course, that absolutely means pinball. And Stern was a pinball company back in the day too. They've rebranded, they've bought the Stern name back, but they aren't really known for their arcade games, except for maybe two. One was, I think, Super Cobra. It's a helicopter game, but their first and really only just smash hit was the game we're talking about today, and that game is Berzerk. That's right. Berzerk is a game I didn't really get to play too much in the arcades because there was no Berzerk around when I was a kid. So where I found Berzerk was me and my brothers. We had the Atari 2600, and Berzerk was one of those games that we played all the time. That was like one of our favorites. And so whenever I started collecting arcades, of course, naturally, I'm like, I've got to find a Berzerk, right? That's one of the Grail games. And I've done a video before on Robotron, and y'all know that Robotron's my favorite arcade game, and it was heavily inspired by Berserk. And that game came out in 1980, and yeah, it may have been one of the first, if not the first, arcade games to use speech chips. And the way they decided to use it, it was very expensive, right? So basically, it was $1,000 per word on this speech chip. So they wound up having like 6 words, I believe. And so, like during the track mode, they would taunt you and be like, coins detected in pocket. And so I would, get your attention because you're not used to a video game at the time speaking, let alone saying, "Hey, man, I see you got money in your pocket. Come over here and play." But so the premise is real simple, right? You're this humanoid character, this human, and you're on this dystopian future or this other planet. If you go the Atari 2600 route, then it's a different planet. But the arcade game didn't really let you know what was up. It just kind of threw you right in there. And so you're this stick figure guy, right, with a blaster, a pistol, and you're dumped into this world and these mazes, and each level, each board is a maze, and you can go different ways. And it seems like it's random, but there's actually somebody has taken the time to map out the entire game grid essentially. But you start out, and the robots are kind of chill. They just walk towards you, and they don't shoot at you, and you blast them all. If you spend too long on the stage, the main villain comes out. The main villain in this case is a smiley face named Evil Otto. You cannot kill Evil Otto. You can't. He will just come at you. He'll come at you through the walls. He'll come at you and destroy you. And so you gotta vacate that particular maze and get into another one. And after a certain amount of points, the robots change colors, and so they go from yellow to red, I believe it is, if I'm remembering right. But after the first color change, the robots start shooting at you. And after the next color change, they get faster and faster and so on and so on until like they're almost shooting you the instant you spawn in the maze. And whenever you kill them all, you get one voice, something, like "stop the humanoid" will be heard. But if you don't kill them all and Evil Otto comes out and you're like, "Oh man, I got a whole butt," and you jumped out the screen and left robots, then they will literally taunt you like, "Chicken, fight like a robot." And that just, it humiliates you. You have to answer that. So the next stage, you got to kill all the robots because it's the principle of the matter, right? But if you don't do it fast enough, Evil Otto will chase your butt down and wipe you out of existence. Um, so I talked about the 2600 version. That was awesome. They did not have the speech on the 2600 version, but that's still my favorite port. And I think a couple years later, they had part two come out on the arcade called Frenzy. And it was basically the same premise, but instead of just robots, like the robots on the first one look like Cylons, right? They're modeled after Battlestar Galactica's Cylons. So you have those in the second one. You have these guys that look like skeletons. You got guys that look like the Daleks from Doctor Who. If you shoot a silver wall, your bullets will bounce back at you. If you shoot the dotted wall, you can actually wind up blasting through it. It's a lot cooler as far as looks, but it's a lot harder. And believe me, guys, Berzerk is hard enough without going super speed. So let's go to the floor. It took us a while. So Berzerk has this horribly complex board set, and our Berzerk was down for almost a year. It took us to get it in a different cabinet and fix the boards and all that. But we got it back on the floor, and I'm really excited about that. So let's go check it out, do some gameplay. You can watch me embarrass myself, and yeah, that's why we're here. Play some Berzerk. All right, guys. So here we are at our classic room. There's our beautiful new Berzerk cabinet. That's such an awesome game, especially with that chrome T-mold. This cabinet we actually had to get remade because our other cabinet had a lot of damage on it. So we got a beautiful new cabinet for our Berzerk. With a beautiful, fully rebuilt G07 monitor in there. Yeah, let's play some Berzerk. We'll put my Berzerk skills to the test here. I've actually got a Berzerk at the house. I like this game so much. It's in the home arcade if you've watched those videos. But let's see what we can do on the old Berzerk. I'm not the best, but I do love it. So the first wave, they're yellow. They won't shoot at you. I love the speaker that's in these cabinets. It sounds so good. The sound effects on this game are top notch. So you get a bonus if you clear them all out. There's Evil Auto. We got a hallway. Yeah. Red guys, they will shoot you. There's a trick. That little notch between his head and his body. You can actually let a laser pass right through it if you're good enough. So you chicken fight like a robot. So now I gotta man up and fight like a robot. You can also kind of direct them into the walls, direct them into each other. They can shoot each other. They're kind of bumbling around here at the beginning. The diagonal shots are by far the most dangerous. Intruder alert. What differentiates this from Robotron, of course, it's slower. But you don't have the two joysticks. You have to hold the direction and hit the fire button. And if you hold the button, it will lock him in place. So you kind of don't want to do that. Because auto will get you. They're blue, they're a little faster. They'll turn green after this. I don't think I've ever gotten past green. The Atari 2600 version was much easier. The arcade version's quite hard. Intruder must not escape. But I love the trash talk they do. It was worth every penny they paid. Intruder alert. I knew I was going there. Always got to try to have an escape path and pre-plan it. You got him.
Intruder must not escape.
So these guys, they start shooting at you pretty much as soon as you spawn. It's a death trap.
Fight like a robot.
Chicken fight like a robot. I'm out.
Intruder alert. Intruder alert.
I kind of give up trying to clear the levels at this point. I am a chicken. I say sometimes you can corral them and kill them yourselves.
The old humanoid.
And there's Liam up there. Auto is coming. The neck trick didn't work that time. Not my best showing. Actually, that ain't too bad showing for me on Berzerk. But what a great game, right? Like, this was before Pac-Man. Looks like my buddy Clint's got the high score on this one. At least I'm number 6, right? I'm on there. But yeah, guys, definitely one worth checking out when you come to Waybacks, Louisiana's largest free-play arcade. Give it a shot. Let's see if you can knock out all the Cylon wannabes. Until the next one, guys, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, help us get the word out about Wayback's Arcade. And we'll see you here later.